How's it going, Naomi? Appreciate you popping in. We're picking up a DoorDash order from Bruster's Ice Cream right now. We just made it, so I'm gonna run over to the window real quick, let them know I'm here. I'll be right back. Hope you're having a good day. Hey, I'm picking up some Douglas. Yeah, Douglas. They said to keep this order upright. I think I know why. That's okay. Alright, where are we going exactly? 20 minutes. What's going on, Sandra? How you doing? We are dropping off a DoorDash order from a little ice cream joint called Bruster's Ice Cream. It's paying $6.05 for about 2.5 miles. It's not too bad. But the thing I like about this order, it's taking me up towards Titus Landing. So I think that's going to be a pretty good spot for us to be in tonight. Saturday night, But hope you guys are having a good day so far. Feel free to say hi, let me know who's here, what you guys are up to in the comments down below. All those good things and stuff. Let's see. What's going on, Yvonne? How you doing? Hope you had a good day today, Yvonne. We're just delivering a DoorDash order, $6.05 for 2.5 miles from Bruster's Ice Cream. I did a shipped order before I went live. It was at Publix. So, Publix with their no film policy couldn't take you guys inside. So I figured I'd take care of that order first. What's everybody beeping about? I figured I'd take care of that order, and then I'd go live. But hope you guys are having a good day so far. And if you guys are just popping in, don't forget to hit that lick button, the one that's shaped like a thumb. Let's see, Yvonne says, I was grinding on Uber Eats orders, mostly shopping orders. It's funny you mentioned that. I barely get any shopping orders from Uber Eats at all. And to be frank, I'm probably glad I don't get too many. They're really nothing to write home about. At least in my area, they're not. I got that $25 one a while ago for a few miles, but that was like a blue moon type thing, what's up, Eric and Shauna? Appreciate you popping in. You started the day with a shipped order? You know, funny you mentioned that too. I actually started my day with a shipped order as well. They're actually, they're second place for me right now, behind DoorDash. DoorDash still. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, Yvonne. Uber Eats. Let's see. Yvonne says doing quite well with them. You got a $20 tip. Hey, way to go! That's nice. That's very nice. Let's see. Yvonne says, I came home to eat. I may go out again and do a shift double. You got an incentive of $13 till 11 p.m. Oh, right on. Well, hopefully they send you something decent to get it with, you know. I've had a 6 for 30 incentive every single day for a couple of weeks now, but I can't ever get it because there's either not enough orders or the orders aren't that good, and it's only a target. But I don't know. If it happens, it happens, I guess. Let's see. Yvonne says right. Yvonne says I hear that. Yeah. Yeah, DoorDash has peak pay again. It's an extra $1 per delivery till 8:59 p.m. They've been doing that for a few days now. I feel like it's making it more difficult for me to actually get orders, though. Because what it does, it's like it attracts everybody that doesn't typically dash all that much. Well, it's a good thing I don't do platinum. Otherwise, you know, I just wouldn't be able to maintain it. It's like, I'm not going to take a bunch of trash just to get little banners on my orders that say high pay order. I'm sorry, it's just not worth it. pickup truck back up a little bit for me. That was cool. Wow, that was a short red light. Let's see. Yvonne says 2 different stores that I shop at for shipped. I also do Uber Eats. Very picky. You have green. Your AR is 12% on Uber Eats. Yeah, I'm gonna be losing. I'm gonna lose gold on Uber Eats at some point. I had platinum for a while on Uber Eats. I just could not maintain it though. They just kept sending terrible orders. It's just not worth it to me. And Uber Eats has been pretty bad lately anyway. It's just nothing but trip radars, and the trip radars are really bad. They're like $3.50 for 5 miles, $4 for 6 miles, $6 5 miles, 20 items. You know, it's just not worth it. And trip radar doesn't even count towards your acceptance rate anyway. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? Appreciate you popping in. Happy Saturday to you too, buddy. Hope you're having a good day, Kevin. We're just about to drop off this DoorDash order. Let's see. Yvonne says, I have a 9 for canceling, and you need at least an 8. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my cancellation rate on Uber Eats is 3%. It was 2%. The problem is that Uber Eats, they don't offer the worry-free unassigned like DoorDash does. So even if something's not your fault, they still won't give you the forgiveness for it, which is really dumb. Same reason why they don't give us the courtesy pay if we had to cancel an order. That's why I think they're probably even worse than DoorDash. At least DoorDash, I don't know, man. The base pay's been higher on a lot of orders in my area, I've noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Hey, what's up, Corey? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day, Corey. That's good, Mikey? Yeah. Let's see. Chuck just released another video. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It's if it was the one from yesterday, I saw that. I think it was yesterday. It's cool seeing Chuck making videos again. Oh, sweet. Ice cream's up, right? There we go. Any spillage? Nope. Looks like we're good. Yep. Is that Latin music? Alright, so there was $1 peak pay for that, so it would have been $5.05. for 2.5, but it wound up being 605. So that's cool. Yeah, we got another DoorDash already. All right, what do we got? Yeah. What do we got? Oh, geez. Wow, we got gems. These are freaking gems, dude. My God. $8.50. 4 miles. 2 Winn-Dixie orders. 9 items. I'm going to. Should I take it or decline it? It's really not good. Let's see what the items are. Figures as a case pack. I'm gonna decline. I think I can do better than that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna decline that. Maybe they'll send it to me again and just put a third order on it like yesterday. Well, that was quick. What do we got? Oh, Winn-Dixie. Wow, another Winn-Dixie order. $6.75, 3 miles, 9 items. Nah, I think I can do better than that. That's only a little more than that ice cream order. And it's further. Quite a bit more work for only very slightly more pay. Nah. I think we're on the decline train, fellas and fellacies. Oh, wow, we got another banger. $5.75, 3 miles, Dollar General, 1 item. Nope. They are. It must be garbage day or something, because they are stockpiling trash on us tonight. Jeez, man. What are these orders? Yeah, I'm glad they're sending me orders, but yeah, I don't know. All right, let's. I guess I'll put Uber Eats back on. I have Grubhub on, but Grubhub hasn't sent me anything yet. Yep, got a trip radar. What is it? $4.66 for 5.2 miles from Winn-Dixie. Yeah, right. Yeah, freaking right. Yeah, we're on the decline train tonight, guys. Okay. Well, I appreciate everyone popping in so far. Hope everyone's having a good day. Hoping to get some better DoorDashes instead of those poopy doopies they kept sending. Let's see. I really hate Reaper. Are you at a car meet? Because I see a 3rd gen work. I don't know what that means. But no, I'm on a bike. Abby Feldman, what state? You asked me that yesterday. Florida. What's going on, Cole? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day, Cole. We dropped off a DoorDash order a couple minutes ago. And just hoping that DoorDash sends us some better stuff. Because, yeah, we're on the decline train. Because you figure that dollar promo pay, or peak pay, should I say, per order, those orders would have paid quite a lot less. So, without it. Yvonne says, I received my latest tip. Let's see. Latest tip on Uber Eats. You made my goal for the day. Hey, way to go, Yvonne. Nice. Glad to hear that. Don't have a car? No. I live with my landlord who has a car, but I don't have a car. I haven't had a car in a little over 3 years. Well, almost 3 years. Next month, it'll be 3 years. What part of Florida? Space Coast. What is this? $6, 6.2 miles from Taco Bell. That's not terrible. I'll go without it. I think I can do better. Yeah, I think I can do better. Cole says hello, chat. And Yvonne says hi to Cole. And I've got a block scheduled. So, yeah. Why won't you say that? I already said that part. What are you talking about? Space Coast, Florida. You asked me this stuff yesterday. I answered yesterday. I don't know why you keep asking. I already answered your questions yesterday. Hey, Jason. How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day, Jason. Let's see. Yvonne said I made $83.62 on Uber Eats today. Hey, way to go, Yvonne. Nice. That is very nice. Glad you did well with Uber Eats today. That is heckin' dope. Let's see. Jason says I'm good. Nice. Glad you're doing good, Jason. Glad you're doing good. Just waiting on DoorDash. Any of these apps, really. Oh, what have we got? Ooh, hey, we got a tip. Nice. $4.57, 5 miles from Dollar General. Yeah. But hey, check it out. We got a tip. Oh, wait. What is this? Oh, wow. What is that? $3.49? Nah, I'm good. But, yeah, what I was showing you guys. So, there we go. Check that out. This is the order I did before I went live today. So, hey, that's cool. $20.78. Let's go. Yep. All right. What do we got? We got, what is that? $13.59. It's 4 miles. Well, it's not actually 4 miles. It's more like 5. All right, I'll take it. Sure, why not? All right, so if I add that $20.78, $86.99, and then $13.59, yeah, that's gonna put us. Yeah, that's gonna be our $100 goal for the day. Let's freaking go, dude. All right, what do we got? We got Navia. What's going on, Navia? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day. And appreciate the gifted memberships. We did, let's see who got it. We got Hello Kitty Fan 101, Todd, Kevin got one, Noise, Wicked Fox, and Trapper Scotty Alaskan. Well, welcome to the Cobb Squad, guys, and appreciate the gift of memberships, Navia. Hope you're having a good day. You are heckin' dope. Yvonne says, awesome memberships. Indeed. You went to sleep early last night. How did you do? Oh, how did I do yesterday, or you mean today? So, yeah, after we get these orders done, that'll be our $100 goal, so that's good. We're already doing better than yesterday at the same time. Now, yesterday, we did manage to make our $100 goal. We did, a little under 118, so that was solid. All right, let me pass through, please. Good. Cool. All right, so the first order we got to pick up is at Ulta Beauty. I think that's what they call it, Ulta Beauty. It's like one bottle of overpriced shampoo, $32, something like that. I'm thinking to myself, who's paying $32 for shampoo? Jeez, man. Then the next order we got to pick up is at Chipotle. Chipotle and Ulta, they're in the same area, Titus Landing. Now you'll be able to go grocery shopping. Nice. And let's see, Yvonne says, oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, that was our first $100 day of the week. There were a couple days where we could have pulled it off, probably should have pulled it off, but didn't quite pull it off. We got our redemption yesterday and today. All right, what do we got? 922, 10.4 miles from Panda Express. Nope. It's like I gotta backtrack 5 miles across town just to get to Panda Express. And then they want me to come back up here to drop it off. It's so dumb. Like, if Panda Express was here and they wanted me to drop off the order across town and it was good enough, then maybe. But otherwise, no. One man does not give a damn. Alright, Ulta Beauty's right up ahead. Okay, it's only one item, so I'll just keep you guys out here. I'll be out in a bit. Shouldn't take too long. I'll give you guys pretty scenery. There you go, pretty scenery. Help you right out.
No. I have a yoga mat, and then I have a really, really, really heavy, thick down comforter. Like one of those that feels heavy for some touch. I have a stick down comforter on top of that.
Mama, when Mama, when Tay gets out of school, he's gonna be excited.
All right, I'm back, guys. So let me show you guys this. So this was $32. Check it out. This 10-ounce bottle of shampoo, $32 for this thing. I'm not even kidding, man. Here's the receipt. Yep, if I can show it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look at that. $32 for this thing. Actually, $34. Even worse. Jesus, man. Man, you'll be spending too much on shampoo. It's just a bunch of just a bunch of gloop that you put in your freaking head. Just rub it in your scalp. Just a bunch of gloop. It's scalp gloop. That's what shampoo is. Scalp gloop. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture for Receipt Hog. I got this idea from Mary. Take pictures of receipts and make money. Okay. Alright, that's done. Now let's run over to Chipotle. Pick it up for Cody. Alright. Let's see. OJ asks, am I Italian? Yes, I'm more Irish, but Italian as well. I get the Italian from my sperm donor, I mean dad's side. The guy who left 31 years ago to get the milk. And I get the Irish from my mom. Let's see, I have an Italian accent. That's probably because I'm from Long Island, New York. That's probably why. Alright, let's see. Yvonne says, I have special shampoo and conditioner. The first ingredients is aloe. I got you. Oh, grab NY? Oh, I got you. Right on. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. I do DoorDash and other delivery services on my bike for a living. And right now we're picking up a Chipotle order. Alrighty, I'll be right back. If you see palm trees, it's because I live in Sunshine State. Guess they're gonna have to drop off Cody's order first. Yep, Cody's order. I figured. All right, just let Cody know that I'm on the way. What time is it? It is 6:29. Yeah, they're giving us a lot of time to drop this off.
Hello. Yeah, time to minute.
Okay, let's rock and roll. You live in MD now? You watch a lot of safety cycle videos. I have my lights, high visibility vest, helmet. So scared because people can be a-holes. Yeah, that's true, especially down here. It's like no one knows how to use a turn signal in Florida. And a lot of road rage. But I also know at the end of the day, I can't let that completely stop me from doing my thing, you know? So I just kind of assume the risk and deal with it, pretty much. Shouldn't have to do that, but c'est la vie, you know? It's either I do or I just stay at home, be a hermit 24 hours a day. I mean, that's technically an option, but for me, no, that would drive me nuts. Which is saying something, because I've been a largely introverted person my whole life, and even I like to get out and get some sun. When you started, were you scared about safety because people don't respect cyclists? It's not really that I'm scared, it's that it just kind of, I don't know, it used to piss me off a lot, it still does. But now I look at it in a darkly humorous way, point out how stupid people are. Really, you know what they say, right? Comedy is a coping mech. So it's trying to look at the funny side of things, even if it's like darkly funny, I guess. Hey, what's up, Doug? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in, Doug. Man, why is this? Okay, there we go. I was wondering why the camera was so blurry. But yeah, we're dropping off a Chipotle order, and then we're gonna drop off this Ulta Beauty $34 USD shampoo. This is freaking nuts. $34 for shampoo. That's insane. But it will put me at my $100 goal for the day, so that's good. That gives me a nice lead above yesterday. Let's see, Doug says, good bud. Of course. Noise. You know why I think I know why my camera's out of focus. It's this Chipotle order. It's gotta be why. I think that's why. Let's see if I can fold it down a little bit. There we go. That should be better. Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. What do we got? Hey, what's up, Kristen? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day, Kristen. Let's see. Oh, Dolly sent me some floating hearts. Appreciate that, Dolly. Hope you're having a good day today, Dolly. Let's see. Kristen says, doing my second delivery of the day, $100 grocery shop. Wow. You're already at $100 on your second order? Man, that's impressive. Nice work, dude. It's got to be some pretty big orders, huh? Let's see. I love when I saw you in a last live on your regular bike. Did you get a new e-bike yet? Tell me how you feel the difference dashing regular. Last live? No, I was on my e-bike last live. No, I haven't dashed on my regular bike since last year. Like early last year. Like March. Yeah, it was about a year ago the last time I dashed on my mountain bike. And I've owned e-bikes for over 3 years now. So I think you got your facts a little twisted. But that's okay. Let's see, Christian says from Walmart. Oh, so you got Walmart Spark, right? I used to have Walmart Spark. I like Walmart Spark. I'd still use it, but they deactivated me because they mysteriously couldn't verify my license, and they keep denying my appeals. Even though I did nothing wrong, but whatever. Yvonne said my shampoo is $22. Oh my God. Your conditioner is $20. Oh, I just buy like that Method stuff for like, what is it, $5? That's all I use. Alright, I guess I'm not going to be using the sidewalk. Alright, just watch out, Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Hold on now. Do I use the throttle? Most of the time I don't. The majority of my commuting on my electric bike is pedaling. Because when you pedal, you get better fuel economy. So I'm getting more range. Use cheap shampoo, Aussie moist. I got you. Yvonne says I've been using it for a few years. Doug says our stores stopped carrying the one my wife likes. Now we go to Amazon for $15. Ah, I see. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I gotta take a sip of my water after I drop this order off. I just have the order sitting right on top of my water bottle. Is this pedestrian paying attention? Let's see. RJ says in Florida you can ride on the sidewalk. Yes. In the state of Florida, a class 1 and class 2 electric bikes are allowed on sidewalks. Class 3 electric bikes, I don't know if they're still allowed on sidewalks or not, but I don't own class 3 electric bikes because we had legislation recently classify them as electric motorcycles, which means that you gotta have a driver's license to operate them. And I think there's more. I'm not exactly sure what the restrictions are for them. I think my buddy Bruce, he would know more about that. But class 2 electric bikes and under, they're allowed on sidewalks. And honestly, in this area, you would rather ride on the sidewalk if you can. Like I'm on the road right now. Hold on, let me. What do you think this means, bitch? Oh, come on. I was trying to make a left, you dumbasses. Jesus. What the hell is wrong with all of you? Oh my God, dude. I was trying to make a left and I put my signal on and they go around me anyway. 2 cars in a row. No shame. I swear. See, it's a good thing I'm paying attention. You know, because while I can't change how people react around me, I can at least pay attention so I know what's coming. Jeez. You letting us see how this really is. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love riding my bikes, man, and bike dashing's my favorite job ever. You know, it's a paid hobby. I say it all the time. It's a paid hobby. I love it, man. I just don't love this part of the job. You know, I don't love this part of the job. But I digress. Be right back. Had to deliver the order. All right, cool beans, Kristen. Let's see. Doug says, heading in. Stay safe, Mike. Peace and love. I'll do my best. Appreciate you popping in, Doug. Alright, we're almost to the first customer. We just have to make a right up ahead. What is that? Neon Gamer? What's going on, Neon Gamer? Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate you popping in. Alright, let's get the crosswalk. Yes. Now I'm going to merge. Alright, give me a second, people. Alright, left hand's out. That means I'm making a left. Do I think the extra weight of e-bikes makes it more difficult to manage and balance? That depends on the tires more than anything. If you got fat tires, it feels very stable. Which this bike has fat tires. It's got 20x3s. All right, we're going to building. Oh, 16. Okay. But yeah, fat tires are stable. Okay, here we are. Did they give me an apartment number? They did. Okay. So I think it's out front. All right. Let me go drop this off real quick. I'll be right back. need some more water soon. Okay. 10:55. Cool beans. All right, let's hit the road again, guys. And you figure too, this bike that I ride, it's not even that heavy. It out of the box, it weighs a little under 63 pounds, or what is that, about 28.5 kilograms. That's not even bad for an electric bike. Okay, let's go, people. Come on. Hey, Joyce. Good to see you. Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day today, Joyce. We're just dropping off the DoorDash order. And we've hit our $100 goal today, Joyce. That's pretty nice. I figure we'll be a good sport. We'll stay out longer. See what else we get tonight. Is it even 7 yet? No, it's only something like 7:15. Roasted potatoes. Hey, how's it going, Lava? Appreciate you popping in. We just dropped it off. DoorDash order. After we drop it off, we make our $100 goal for the day. Hope you're having a good day today, Lala. Let's see. RJ says to use Dasher Maps or Google. I actually don't use either. I pretty much never need. I never need to use a map. They DoorDash has the in-app navigation, so it'll show a map without having to hit navigate, and I just know where it's at. I'm pretty good about the geography of my market. I know where, all these major settlements are and the primary shortcuts. I mean, I've been going down them hundreds of times over the years. So I just have really good photographic memory of that stuff. The only thing is just, having the address in mind. I take a quick glance at it. I'm like, oh, okay, I know where that's at. I know who that is. Because there's a good chance I already delivered to this person before, too, Make sense? Yeah. And that's the thing, too, you figure if you know your own market, then that gives you an advantage about how quickly you can get around. Now, if you go to a different market and you're not familiar with it, yeah, you're going to have to learn the market. But the same instinct applies over time. Yeah. But that's just me. So I digress. Hey, Plane, how you doing? Appreciate you popping in, Plane. We're dropping off a DoorDash order, and we're cracking our $100 goal. So hope you're having a good day, Plane. Let's see. Joyce says hi to Plane. Plane says hi to Joyce. Joyce says hi to Neon Gamer. Let me see. Let's see, Plane says, good, I was mad at Eric, that's why I left, took away my emoji. Yeah, I saw that. I don't think he meant anything personal by it. I know he changed out a few different emojis. Like, he took away the bike dasher one, but he added, like, what was it, unicorn cop. So yeah, okay. Maybe he'll swap them back in. Who knows? What's going on, Charles? Charles says, where am I at? I'm in Space Coast, Florida. Not from here, though. I'm from Long Island, New York. But soaking up that sunshine, Florida Sunshine State. Let's see, RJ asks, when they give the miles of the order, that includes the store and the customer's home, or how far from the store is from you? Technically, it's supposed to be where I'm at from the store, plus the customer. So if it says 5 miles, that would be however many miles to the store, and then however many miles to the customer. The problem is that DoorDash lies about miles. They lie about it all the time. And actually, last night, I was showing how DoorDash claimed that an order was 2.7 miles. Or not that. They claimed that a hotspot was 2.7 miles from me. But I was saying that was a lie because I know how far that actually is in practice. And in practice, it was 4 miles. And then when I hit navigate to the hotspot, it said 4 miles. And I knew that because I know how far these places are. So when DoorDash tells me how far it is, I know it's a lie. They're lying about miles. And they lie, you figure 2.7 to 4, that's almost a 50% increase of miles. So they're basically their intrusion was like 45-50% for miles. So they just straight up lied. And you figure, like, if an order says it's going 10 miles and they're lying by 45-50%, you're going, what, an additional 4.5, 5 miles? That's crazy, dude. Let's see. Plain says, make sure took away that dumb Superman emoji. No one even uses it. I don't even know where that emoji came from, to be honest. But yeah, I guess next time he goes live, we can just ask him the emoji back too. Because like this, some of those emojis, I don't even know what they are, to be honest. Alright, light's still green. Let's see, realistically, how many orders someone starting out of shape can do on the bike? Not really active, but no job, need money with my bike. I would go by how much you want to try to make in a day. And, you know, if you're like really out of shape, maybe you could get a tricycle. Maybe you could get an electric tricycle. That way you have better stability. And a tricycle has a higher weight capacity as well. So that'd be a good place to start. You know, maybe you can start off as like a pocket change financial goal, and then the more in shape you get, the more that you can go for. Hey Diamond Art, how you doing? You seem really fit. Make this seem easy. Oh yeah. I've been strong and athletic my whole life, so it only made sense that I carry that over with my bike dashing job. I also go to the gym. I do cardio outside of my bike dashing, so I have good heart health on top of that. I've been eating a plant-based diet for over 6 years as well, so that helps too. How's it going, Diamond Art? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day so far. And Joy says, hi, Diamond Art. Nice. You're not even breathing hard? Well, when you got a good heart health, it's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna be super freaking winded, you know? Hell, I'll even carry like a crap ton of stuff in the back of my bag and my backpack. I won't be out of breath. I was actually doing that yesterday and the day before. And actually, I was doing that earlier today before I went live. Plus, when you do stuff long enough, you get used to it. You get that metabolic adaptation. Let's see. Yvonne's heading out. All right, take care, Yvonne. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. Glad you did good with Uber Eats today. You were heckin' dope. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's need some water. I guess I'll throw Uber Eats on again, even though they just keep sending me junk. wonder if I even still have gold. Wow, I still have gold. Huh, surprised. Okay. Yeah, you know, if I want, I could go home since I already made my goal. I'll stay out a little longer though. So I don't know, it hasn't been quite as busy as I'd expected to, but it is only 7 o'clock, so we still got time. Oh, my bad. All right, let's see. Joyce says, hurry back. Diamond Art says, how are you? Oh, I'm doing good, Diamond Art. We made our work goal for the day. So that's good. Now we're just seeing how much more we can make on top of that. How's your day going, Diamond Art? Joyce says bye to Yvonne. And RJ asks, do you get off shift at dark? Yeah, I typically wrap up between 9 and 10 p.m. Because anything after that, and it's not really worth my time. Plus, I figure that gives me the opportunity to get to bed at a halfway decent hour, you know? Early bird gets the worm. Speaking of early bird gets the worm, I actually did get up early today again. Thank God. Because ever since the time change, it's thrown off my internal clock. I usually get up around like 6 in the morning. But when the time change happened, I started getting up close to 8 or even 8 o'clock. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Because when I get up at 6, you know, I can hit the gym early, and then I can hit my bike dashing early after that. You know, that way I get to work out and then I go work. But when I wake up at 8, it's like, you know, it just feels like a lot of the morning is already gone, you know? So I'm just not crazy about that. You heard the morning and night's best for money? Yeah, right now it's 7 p.m. Eastern. So I typically, I do work every day, just about. And at the very least, I work evenings. So usually 5 to 10. I give myself between 5 to 10. You know, 10 being the absolute latest. And usually by 10, like somewhere between 9 and 10, I typically wrap up. And mornings are really nothing to write home about in my area. In fact, a lot of the time, the mornings are pretty slow. But I still come out anyway. I guess I'll park here for now. All right, just wait to see what else we get. All right, let's see. Diamond Art says, good for you. Oh, yeah, definitely. RJ says, I'm a woman. I probably would avoid the night one. I would be scared. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, what was that? Oh, yeah, I do DoorDash and stuff. Yep. That's how I roll. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you're someone that feel like you might struggle to defend yourself, then definitely carry protection. You want to carry mace, pepper spray, or even a gun. Honestly, just carry a gun. You might as well just do that. That way, if people try to fuck with you, then you got a way to defend yourself, you know? But that's just me. I digress. Hey, what's up, Eric? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Yeah, we were just talking about you, Eric. You gotta give Plane his emoji back. Get rid of that Superman emoji. That's what he was saying. That's up to you though. But anyway, appreciate you popping in, Eric. We made our $100 goal for the day, so that's heckin' dope. It's surprisingly slow right now though. No orders yet, as of right now. Hope we get one pretty soon. Thought I had to sneeze. All right, what do we got? Oh wow, that's bad. 475, 3 miles, 4 items from Winn-Dixie. Yuck, yucky yuck. You're about done with YouTube, my friend? I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. I know you've been having a lot of trouble with your channel and stuff, so I get it. Like, the only thing that keeps me from, like, absolutely popping off my channel is boredom more than anything. Like, sometimes I just get kind of bored to do anything on the channel. What is this? What are we doing? Oh, I see what they did. They sent me that Winn-Dixie order, but then they attached an ABC order on it. Both to the same customer. It's $10, but it's going 6 miles. And there's alcohol, which I don't really want to do that. I don't like delivering alcohol. Which restaurant is most popular in the area? I guess probably McDonald's. I mean, you figure McDonald's is the biggest food retailer in the world by global revenue, so I guess it makes sense from that point of view. I typically see quite a few McDonald's orders over the week. If I had to pick a runner-up, maybe Chipotle? Yeah, maybe Chipotle, I guess. Or Panda Express, one of those two, I guess. Let's see. Robert says, what will you do if drafted? Well, if I'm drafted, I guess I got to do what I got to do, right? Eric says, I'm going to do one day with gig work, and the other will be games and karaoke. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you really must look at your analytics, I would say just look at... Actually, let me show you. I have an idea. I don't really look at my own analytics anymore because I don't really care. But so here's what I recommend for you, Eric. So you want to go to your analytics in YouTube Studio, right? So tap on that and then go to analytics on the bottom of the app. And then on the top, go over to audience. And then scroll down and you see these time slots here, right? So it shows you the different days and times, and the more of a light purple that it is, the more people are online. Like that's your audience right there. So let's take Sunday, for example. So Sunday, it says anywhere between, 9 a.m. to, I think that's like 11 p.m. or something like that. They say most of my audience is on around that time. So I would recommend picking the time, depending on the day and the time of day, where most of your audience is on YouTube, and then go live then. So I don't know if that's what you do, but that's what I would recommend. So like across the board, for example, It always says like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Most of my audience is on YouTube. So I know from my experience, like, I mean, there's not always a ton of people at once, but a lot of people that we're familiar with, they'll come around this time of day because they just happen to be on YouTube that time of day. And even if they don't get notified, they might still pop in anyway because maybe they'll check their feed and they'll be like, oh, look, Eric's on. Or, oh, look, Dashing Womble, Mike the Bike Dash is on. Or something like that. So that's what I would do. I would just see what times of the day in your analytics under your, under audience to see when they're on YouTube, when most of your audience is on YouTube, and then just set up your streams for that. So you might have to change your schedule again, Eric. Now let's see. Dice some russets, oil, Chicago seasoning. Nice. Oh, we got a hot walk order. What do we got here? Okay, that's fine. That's not too bad. $7.05, 2.5 miles. The hot walk is right behind us, so we'll just run in there and pick up the order. All right, let's do it. And I figure we already... Yeah, shut up. We already made our $100 goal. Now we're just seeing how much more we can make. Okay, this order has spare ribs, so it might take a few minutes. So I'll let the customer know that I'm waiting for the order. And I'm just going to keep Uber Eats off. They're not sending me anything. So screw them. And Grubhub, you're going to go off for now too. But yeah, I don't know if you saw it earlier, Eric. I did a shipped order just before I went live this evening, and the customer wound up tipping almost $21. They spent like $120 something on stuff, so that was really cool. That was heckin' dope, one would say. All right, so this is going to put us at 107.63. Let's go. Noise. Eric says noise. Looks like a lot of our subscribers are on at night. Well, there you go. I'd say just go live at night. And, forget about the whole, like, oh, why does this guy have, like, 100 viewers? Or why do they get thousands and thousands of views and stuff? It's like, forget about what other people do. Let's focus on what you're doing, homie. You got an audience. It's just a matter of figuring out when your audience is on. And if you got to mess around with your time slots a little bit, then so be it. Me, I don't really care. If I go live, it's usually evening. People know that by now, too. Other than, like, maybe Sunday mornings, which I can get away with. Because most of you guys are on Sunday morning, too, which is noise. All right, I'll be right back. Ta-da! We got the order. Let's go. Hold on. All right, let's see. RJ says, I feel the best channels have the least subs. Oh, yeah, the subscriber count doesn't matter. Like, I know on my channel, for example, I've got a lot of subs, but a lot of them, they don't even catch my content, really. So it's like, whatever. I know where a lot of them came from. They came from some of my advertising. I advertised a couple videos to kickstart the algorithm a little bit. And it did help, for sure. It definitely helped, for sure. But a lot of them, it's like they'll subscribe, but they don't actually watch anything, They're what you would call dead subscribers. So they'll hit the subscribe button, but they won't actually watch anything, which is pretty dumb. So I prefer the people that just watch, at least whenever they want, Because, people are going to watch whatever they want or not watch whatever they don't want. And that's all good. And you figure my channel, for example, I got my live streams where I dash on my bike. I've got shorts where I tell corny jokes. I've got shorts of Lucy the Shar-Pei for people that like to watch pet shorts. And actually, one of her shorts went viral, so that was pretty cool. I also have some longer form content where I'm like reviewing bikes and stuff like that. And respond positively to, and it builds a core audience, then you're doing something right, at least from that point of view. You haven't been doing shorts, you cut those out. Yeah, that's understandable. You know, if shorts are not doing so good for the channel, then don't even worry about them. Like, I know me, for example, Lucy has a couple viral shorts, especially one of them. And I've had some other shorts that would get like a few thousand views. And then I'd get some shorts that do like 100, 200 views. It's whatever, you know? So how I look at it, I look at what's the average overall. And when you look at it from that point of view, it's actually pretty decent. Especially compared to how things used to be. Like, I'd say the first 8-9 months of this channel, YouTube was just silencing my channel big time. They wouldn't put my content out to anybody. And then somewhere along the way, after getting monetized, the channel started popping off some more, you know? I was also advertising the channel a little bit to help with that. And it definitely worked. I mean, I don't have, like, crazy numbers or anything, but I don't really care about that. It's just cool that we've met a lot of people along the way who have stayed invested in the channel pretty much since day one. I mean, there's tons of people, dude. Like, over the past year plus, you'll see a lot of the same faces from back then. They don't always pop in, but when they do, it's cool to see them, you know? Because I know people got their own lives, they got their own responsibilities, obligations, etc., yada, yada, yada. You get the idea. But it's cool to have people pop in when they can. Diamond Art says Lucy's a cool dog. I appreciate that. She is. It's good to build a community. Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, at the end of the day, if you keep giving your community what they want, you're doing something right too. You know, because people come and go, but a community stays. And a community, bit by bit, person by person, grows. At least that's how I see it. We got monetized, then it died, shaking my head. But, you know, you got people that love you, care about you. We pop in when we can. You know the deal. Fortunately, a lot of our communities disappeared. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it also just depends how you navigate things too. Like me, for example, I tend to really just stick to my own thing, and I actively stay out of other people's business. So if people got beef with people, for example, I stay out of the ring, so to speak, because that's just who I am. I mean, to an extent. But, you know, other people's problems aren't mine. That's how I see it with that stuff. And as a result, it makes it a little easier for people to come to my channel and be like, oh, you know, Mike the Bike Dasher, he's relatively uncontroversial. He doesn't really seem to get into people, you know, he doesn't really seem to start beef with people. So let me come over here. Nice change of pace. I mean, don't get me wrong. I speak my mind, and I give you guys how I truly feel about stuff. But that doesn't mean that I'm throwing my hat in the ring of controversy, you know? Let's see. Do you think Dash is trying to come back? A lot of people stop dashing because they feel like they lowballed people. So, yeah, the whole thing about like, oh, let's strike, let's not dash. It does nothing. All it does is just make that dasher suffer. Because DoorDash has very high. So if people stop dashing, they recruit more people. It costs them next to nothing to do that. And as long as they need dashers, they're going to keep recruiting dashers. But you figure DoorDash is actually quite profitable. They were posting a lot of their profits. They're very, very profitable lately. And that's good for us. That's good for us. That means DoorDash is going to continue to exist and do well. And I've noticed in my market that base pay has been quite a bit higher lately, as opposed to them going out of their way to slash it down to $2 base pay for a double. You know, instead of that, the base pay has been a lot higher now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's something to write home about, but it's cool to see. And my buddy Dean from Each Day with Dean, he says too, you know, if you want to see change with companies, you got to own a piece of the pie. So I figure my way of doing that is owning DoorDash stock. So as long as I'm a shareholder in DoorDash, I have agency over what DoorDash does. So if you do DoorDash or any of these other apps and you don't own stock, you're missing out, dude. You gotta own some stock in these companies. Because when you own stock, you own a piece of the company. So you have a say. And it's not just one of those things where they ask for a survey about your opinion on stuff. No, you're talking with your wallet. That's what you got to do, man. You got to talk with your wallet if you want to see change out here. So you figure, I want to see DoorDash be better and do better. So what do? I own DoorDash. I own stock in DoorDash, right? Makes sense to me. RJ says, would you ever dash using a car? I used to dash with a car. So I started gig work. I'm going this way. You're good. Pay attention though, please. Thanks. That driver wasn't paying attention. Anyway, I started dashing in July 2020. The first app that I ever used was Shipt, S-H-I-P-T. They're kind of like Instacart. You do shopping orders at places. They're primarily owned by Target. Target bought them back in 2017 for $550.5 million. And they also partner with other companies too, like Winn-Dixie, Publix, Kroger's, I think, as well, ABC, other places. That was my first app that I used. So at the time, I used to work at Target, and I wanted to become a personal trainer at one of the gyms I used to go to, because I was certified and everything, because I became a certified trainer back in late 2019. So I decided to put in my 2 weeks resignation at Target, and I was doing gig work on the side. So I was working at the gym part-time. I wasn't a trainer. They had to hire me at front desk because they didn't have the payroll for a male trainer. They had payroll for a female trainer, but not a male trainer. That's what Josh said at the time. I didn't buy it, but whatever. I digress. So I was doing the service desk at the gym, and then I was doing gig work on the side. And I think it was either late 2020 or early 2021 when I signed up for DoorDash as well. And I just got tired of waiting at my gym, so I put in my 30-day resignation, and February 1st, 2021, I decided to do gig work full-time, and this is when I used to drive a car. I owned a 2007 Ford Focus, and I've been doing full-time gig work ever since, so I've been doing full-time gig work for over 6 years, over 5 years now, almost 6 years in total. Excuse me. And around January 2023, I got my first electric bike. It was a Lucky X1, and I just fell in love with the novelty of being able to do DoorDash on an electric bike. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, apparently that's been a thing, even back then. But I didn't even know that. Like, I thought I was cooking something special. You know, I kind of was, I guess. I still consider myself a pioneer of bike dashing because I cashed in pretty early and on the action. But apparently it was around before then, which I didn't know at the time because I wasn't really watching that kind of content. I actually heard about electric bikes from a different YouTuber at the time, and he was just talking about all these positives about electric bikes, and I just thought the idea was so cool. I was like, oh my god, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, that's the coolest thing since sliced bread. And then I came up with the idea of, how about I deliver sliced bread on an electric bike? That way it's not just the best thing since sliced bread, it's a way to deliver sliced bread, am I right? So I fell in love with the idea, and I was just looking for an alternative to not only try to make more money, but to save more money compared to dashing with my car, because I wasn't doing that great with the car, let's be honest. And I figured, all right, well, I'm doing pretty good for myself for what I'm capable of. Maybe I can get a more powerful bike and go further along the way. So I decided to sell my car back in April 2023. I sold it to this company that just buys cars as is. And, you know, I got a few hundred for that. Then I put a down payment towards the Victrip Titan, which is another electric bike. It's a long-range bike. It's got a 32 amp hour battery. It gets pretty good range. It was a good bike. I definitely enjoyed that one. I don't have it anymore, but that was a good bike. And, yeah, I've just been bike dashing ever since January 2023. And I sold my car April 2023. So I gave it a few months before I decided to go in on it. And the car was just, it was too much. It was just too much. It was too impractical. It was too expensive. All my hard-earned money was just going back into that stupid thing. And it was just not a practical thing for me to do anymore. So that's why I sold it. And I've been getting around on my bikes ever since. Now, I do live with my landlord. She's very kind. She's very supportive. And I've had some family things, let's just say, some family things that require them to have a vessel to get around to important appointments. And they need a way to get there, but they don't have too many people in their lives that they can go to. So my landlord's, you know, she'll occasionally let me borrow the car. That way I can take my family to, you know, these places and appointments, right? So I still have that utility, and I've been able to pay down one of my credit cards enough to where I finally have an available limit on it. So if I need to put in an itinerary for a rental car, I can do that too. So that helps. Long story about that stuff. Anyway, I think bike dashes are going to get more orders now because the car ones are crying about gas. Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, I keep telling people at the end of the day, like, if you can't get rid of your car, but you're looking for an alternative way to get around, then be a bike dasher. You know, get a bike that you can throw in the trunk of your car. That way you can take it with you. So if you go to your main zone and you want to try to bypass gridlock and stick to primarily shorter commute orders, bring your electric bike with you. And I think people are getting the idea. And I'm pretty famous around here as the guy on the bike. That's what people call me around here. Like, oh, hey, that's the guy on the bike. And some people have actually called me Mike the Bike Dash in public, which is pretty cool too. But yeah, that's how people know me around here, the guy on the bike, because people see me everywhere, dude. I get people coming up to me all the time. They're like, "Oh, hey, I see you everywhere. I saw you by Garden Street. I saw you by Shady Highway. I saw you by, wherever." And, I got a pretty unique look. I wear the same type of outfit every day. I wear my big delivery backpack on my back. I got the helmet. I got the big ass bag on the back of the bike. So it's a pretty recognizable look, let's just say. So even if people don't know right away, they suspect it. They're like, "Oh, are you the guy on the bike?" "Yep, that's me." Like, "Yep, that's me." It's cool, man. I never really got that kind of positive attention when I used to dash in a car. When I dashed in a car, I was just yet another person in an automobile. And to my knowledge, I'm still the only guy bike dashing in my town. Or at least I'm certainly the OG of it. Because nobody's been doing it before me in my town, that's for damn sure. And I know that. Because I know faces. I remember faces, and I'm all over this joint. And I ain't seen nobody do what I do around here. In other markets, yeah, sure. But here, nope. Still me. Alright, so right over here. Okay, we just made it to the customer's place. The guy on the bike, I like that. It says Joyce. Yeah. Cole says, "Eric, why you no go live?" Speaking of the man, you just got a notification. Oh, noise. All right, let me go drop this off real quick. I'll be right back. Let's see. Right her. Here we are. Excuse me. Yeah, I need some more water. I'll probably break down, just buy a bottle. I'll save a little sip. Never know when you need that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep Uber Eats off. Screw it. All right. Yeah, Cole says, "Hello, Mike." And Diamond says, "Hello, size." And then Joy says, "Hurry back." Yes. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So, I see Queen's here. What's going on, Queen? And Terry's here as well. What's going on, Terry? Terry says, "Hello for sliced bread." Yes. I think looks like I got everything. Yeah. All right, cool beans. Let's see. Queen says, "All right, just those two-door shorts. You made $16.95 on that one." Oh, way to go, Queen. Nice. Diamond Art says, "Hello to Queen." Queen's at 236. Wow, you're killing it, Queen. Nice. Way to go. That's very nice. Glad to see you crushing it out there, Queen. We're doing good too. Not $236 good, but you know, hey, $107 for. Oh shit! No, I got a flat tire. Are you kidding me? Oh no! Oh no! Ah, that sucks. Ah, poopy doopy. We got a flat. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, you know what that means. DoorDash has got to go off. Alright. Yeah, I get it. Okay, let's turn the mile tracker off for now, too. Alright, let's see. Diamond Art says, no! Yeah, it's all good. I got everything I need to change a flat, so we're going to go do that. I'll have to sit you guys somewhere. Let's come over here. So I'd say I felt a lot of drag. Did I check the tire before I left? Oh yeah, it was fine. I probably ran over something. There's always stuff to run over around here. For all I know, I probably ran over a staple or a shard, maybe a nail. Yeah, let me actually see if I can see it now. Up, found it. Yeah, it looks like a staple. I think we ran over a staple. Let's see, Queen says, well, you need 64. Oh, wow, you're going for the full 300, huh? Jeez. I got you. All right, let's get this bad boy changed. And I'll bring you guys over here. How common is a flat? It's actually not that common. It used to be a lot more common when I used to have 20x4 fat tires. When I used to have those tires, I'd get flats like every few weeks. Or at least it felt like every few weeks. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near that now. Thankfully. But it's all good. Luckily, I got my tools with me. I always come prepared. In fact, actually, I got new tubes. Bam. All right, got new tubes, baby. But yeah, that looks like a staple. All right, where was it again? Yeah, right there. Got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Speaking of lemon squeezy. Yeah, the tire wall pressure on these tires is pretty high compared to other tires, so it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to take these off, put them back on. But could be worse. Needs a little elbow grease. Stocks are a lot easier to take care of compared to these, but I'll be back in a moment. I mean, I like these tires, don't get me wrong. They're really nice. I like the rollout on them, very smooth. They're just kind of tough to take off. Yeah, it'll take a little bit. Let's see. Comments? You have to use a car because you got a 3-year-old. Doctor's appointment. We'll take care of it. Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, what I was saying is that a dash, someone that has to dash with a car, you can also just throw your bike in the trunk. What's going on, Kelly? How you doing? Everyone's hustling, doing what they got to do. Feely Queen. Yeah. But yeah, like it's an option, You can primarily rely on your car, but you can keep a bike as a backup option. Plan B, so to speak. You have to do what I did. What I did was circumstances, But that doesn't mean that it'll be best for someone. Yeah, I remember this was a pain in the ass to take off last time. It's going to take me a little bit to get this thing off. It's because the inner threading is so thick. That's the problem with these tires. The inner threading is so damn thick. It's a good thing to help keep the tire on the rim. This makes it a pain in the ass to take it off. So it's going to take me a couple minutes. Good grip strength or not. As long as I get this one side off, it'll be easier. All right, the side's coming off. Come on. Let's keep going, baby. Yeah, it's a workout. It's the only part I don't like about this one. Yeah, it is favoring the one side, as it should. All right, come on, baby. Come on, break through. Let's go. Oh, got it. Aha. There we go. Got it, baby. Well, sort of. Got it. Got it. There we go. And yeah, I found that staple. Let me double track it. Yep. Yeah, I feel it. There it is. Ah, you little son of a bitch. See if I can. Actually, I don't think that's staple. I think it was just a thorn. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of stuck in there, isn't it? Yep, wait. One second. Let's see if I can yank it out. Oh, felt something else too. What is that? Oh, never mind. Yeah, you know what I could use? I could use a paper clip or tweezers. I just don't have them on me. The tip, the top of that broke off. Oh, is that a shipped order? All right, let me check that out real quick. Let's see if it's any good. Oh, there's two of them. 4.2 mile, no tip. And 8.4 mile, no tip. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. So there's that. We got that piece out. Was there another one? Yeah, I'm double checking. What I do is I feel the inside of the tire. Because usually... Okay, there's something here. Aha. Got it. Okay. Oh, it's a piece of glass. Okay. Jeez. All right. Did it puncture both sides? Yes. Okay. So that was the culprit. Got it. But yeah, it's like if you don't check the inside of the tire, then the thing that caused the puncture can just re-puncture the new tube. You know, we don't want that. Don't want that to happen. We want to make sure that it's taken out. Yeah, this one piece, I'd like to get that out. Let me... Oh, got it. Perfect. Okay, I think that was... Yeah, that was it. All right. So it was two pieces of glass. That's what it was. Let's see, what do we got? You need to learn how to do that? Yeah, good idea. Hey, what's up, Pokes? Homeless man getting you back with the beer bottles? Yeah, probably. Cole says, is this the first flat caught on camera? Actually, the last time I had a flat on camera was when I used to own the Juliet bike last year. So that was the last time. It was, I don't know if it was a year ago, but it was last year. There we go. See, in my opinion, it's easier to put the tire back on than to take it off. Which is kind of weird. Usually the opposite's true. But the inner threading, the inner wall of the tire, they're very thick. So it makes it a little harder to put them back on, take them off. Unless you put a lot of elbow grease, you know. If you got good grip strength, you got good lower body strength, you'll be able to take it off. Otherwise, if you don't have that strength, you can stick with stocks because their threading walls are thinner. So it makes them easier to take off, put on. All right, just waiting for that. Let's see. Erica Shauna says, not right now, bro. The tire was rigged. Yes, it was rigged. How long does an e-bike last? I heard one thing goes wrong, the whole thing comes useless. No, that's not necessarily true. Because at the end of the day, an electric bike is still a bike. So it operates very similarly to a regular bike in a lot of ways, but not all ways. So if the motor gets shot, for example, you can just change the motor. You can get it replaced. Unless you're really good at welding, then you can fix the motor. The batteries are replaceable pretty easily. The electric components are easy to replace as well. You just have to get the right pins in correspondence to the correct motor controller. Motor controllers are relatively cheap, easy to replace as well. If you want to keep the bike, otherwise you can treat an e-bike like a toy and just buy a new one when it breaks down. You can just do that too if you want. I heard bike shops don't service them. Yeah, many bike shops don't service e-bikes. They are kind of a pain in the ass to work on, but it depends what you need to work on it. Like, if you take care of your bike, you're not going to need to work on the bike too much. Like me, the main thing I do is I tune up the bike every once in a while just to make sure that the gears are degreased and lubed up properly and the frame's cleaned. Tires are changed when they need to be changed. You know, just basic stuff like that. and it'll last. But that's just me. All right, should be almost done. Oh, perfect timing. Sweet. Yeah, these 20 by 3s, they go up to 40 psi. So I fill it to the max. Well, except for what leaked out just now. But other than that, mosquito, yeah, go away. Stop it. Leave me alone. All right, I can put the lever away. Go away, mosquito. Go away. Stop. Stop it. If you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But you gotta actually leave me alone. Stop. Go away. Go away. Makes it hard to actually put the wheel back on. Yeah. Sometimes I gotta take the mechanical brake off. Then I can put it back on. Sometimes. Like right now, it's a good example. Go away.
No, I know. I don't know.
Say hi. Camera's right there.
How much?
I got a few.
That's cool. What's your account?
It's called Mike Dasher. I'm on YouTube.
Oh, so you Uber or
I do Uber.
Spark? No, you don't do Spark.
Yeah, I used to do Spark, but I got
do you not do
deactivated.
that? Oh, can you do that to my bike, please? Because this whole thing came up.
You're gonna have to pay him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not for free.
How much?
Wait, what's
how
your
much would you
what's
do
your
it for?
user? What's your name on it? YouTube?
Mike the Bike Dasher.
Like the bike.
How much would you do it for?
I'm not sure. I don't really service other people's bikes, but I do have a video on my channel about how to do it. It's under 3 minutes. So
Wait, sorry. What is it called again?
Mike the Bike Dasher.
Dasher.
yeah, it's was it 2 minutes 46 seconds. It's just how to change a flat under 3 minutes.
Yeah, but like when that came off, my tire came up, and then this right here is like loops around, so I can't undo it because I don't have to. But then, because last time it happened last time, and then I went to the thing. I went to the place up there, but they charged $80.
Oh yeah.
You're almost at 5K.
And then it charged me $80 for it.
Oh yeah. They don't like fixing bikes, so they charge a lot for it, unfortunately.
So
And
you do Uber, right?
then they have like the little, I don't know if you have it,
Is that
but they have
electric?
a little black thing
Yeah.
on the thing. They have little like latch where you put it on.
Oh yeah, it's a quick release.
Yeah, quick release. Then when I tried to take it off, but I can't. I don't know what to do to take it off.
Yeah, you need chain pliers. That's what it's called. If you type that in on Amazon, it's like $7-8 chain pliers, and it comes with a chain breaker, and it comes with quick links.
Oh, this is the flat tire right here.
Yeah, that was the flat. I just put a new tube on.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wait.
I always carry spare tubes with me.
Mm.
I mean, I could change a patch too, but I'd rather just put on a new tube.
Smart.
You live in Timber Trace?
Nah.
No, I was delivering here.
Where do you live?
That's,
You know,
So-
by Hickory Hill?
Yeah.
That area? Yeah.
I don't live here, but I live like, you see the house right there,
Oh, yeah.
and then the next one down.
Oh, I got you.
Go on the car.
Okay, well,
How
have a
far
good day.
can you go on this?
I get about 50 to 60 miles.
Like
That's
can you go
good.
to Orlando with it?
I could, but I wouldn't have much range left over, so.
I have a good.
All right, you too. Take care, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I just got changed. Yeah, I didn't notice till I was leaving over here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You had those kids prepared, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
What, you deliver?
Yeah, I do DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Yeah, if you've ever seen a guy on a bike with a big ass bag on the back, it's probably me. Yeah. I usually stay in Titusville for the most part, but I could get about 50 to 60 miles. So usually I'll just try to get as many orders as I can of a relatively short distance. That way I'm making more money that way. So yeah, that's how I roll. I usually average 40 to 50. And, you know, I make over $100, so miles wise, it's over $2 a mile, so it's pretty good. Yeah.
What is your most busiest place on those days?
Depends on the day, but as far as like food delivery, I'd say McDonald's is probably busiest. And as far as like shopping orders, I'd say probably Winn-Dixie or Aldi, one of those. Maybe Target.
All those places for like short orders, but Target you might get a long order.
Yeah, sometimes I get some pretty decent paying orders, but it just depends on time of day. Like I might get a lot of food deliveries, and food deliveries don't pay too much, but if I get enough of them, it kind of makes up for it. Yeah.
You do it at night, you done, right?
Yeah, I still got about, what time is it? It's yeah, I got about another hour or two.
You do it at night?
Yeah, that's best time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, you have a good one. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a bump here. Okay. All right, tires on nice and even. Cool beans. All right. See, even if I'm not like servicing people's bikes for them, I got a decent wealth of knowledge for basic stuff, you know. Plane said, did you fix the flat? Yeah, I had a brand new tube, so I just swapped it out for the brand new one. So we're good to go. As you guys see, it didn't even take that long. It didn't even take that long to do. It's like, honestly, the thing that took the longest was just taking the tire off because the inner wall pressure is very high. It's because that inner wall threading of the tire is very thick. It's thicker than normal. So you got to put extra elbow grease to pry it off, you know. But it wasn't as bad as last time. Imagine seeing a soccer mom's van pulls up, lowers the window. You see Eric slightly nodding his head, then driving off. Imagine that. All right, let's put DoorDash back on. I'll have to wash my hands at some point. They're dirty. Other than that, we're good. Need to find encouragement to finish it out. Yeah, you got this, Queen. You can do it. Look at it this way, Queen. Even if you don't pull up 300, you went for it. You know, you're pretty close. So you came out, you did what you had to do, and you figure you got some time left, right? You got time left in your day. I mean, what else are you gonna do right now, right? Actually, I'll put Uber Eats off. Okay. Uber says some gold. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. They keep sending me crap orders anyway. $5 more to go. Yeah, you got this, Queen. Oh yeah, what happened? Yeah, it was flat. Got to give him the hat. Eric looks like Fidel Castro. Yeah. Do I have enough lights on your bike, Mike? Yes. So I got this light. I also have the light that comes with the bike. So that adds a little extra. And I've got my rear light. This front light has 5,800 lumens. That's quite a bit brighter compared to the normal light on this bike. So people have no excuse to not see me out at night, you know? If they don't see me, it's because they're not paying attention, which is usually the case. If people don't see me, it's because they're not paying attention, or they do see me and they just don't care because they're assholes. But I'm used to both. You know, it's not right, but it is what it is, you know? All right. Well, DoorDash doesn't say it's particularly busy right now. It's pink, but it's not red. When it's red, it says it's busy. So maybe we'll get another order. We'll see what happens. I figure we're going to give ourselves at least till 9. Like, if it winds up not being particularly busy right now, then we'll wrap up closer to 9. If it is busy, we'll wrap up closer to 10. 5,800 lumens is a lot. That's good. Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah, 5,800 lumens. That's enough to illuminate the signs at the end of the road up ahead. So if I angled the light up just a bit more, it would flash the signs all the way up that way. Yeah, I need some lights. Not lights. I need some water. I only got a little sip left. Throat's getting dry. Oh, you know what I can do? Dollar Tree's up ahead. I guess I'll run into Dollar Tree. That stuff's really good, man. Very tasty. Let's see. Queen says the order was ready. Nice. Cole says Mike's back on the road again. Oh, yeah, man. You know it. You know it. I mean, that whole ordeal was, what, about 20 minutes? Hardly slowed me down. And you figure I've been doing that for years now, so, you know, I operate like a machine as far as getting these tires changed. And on my other bikes, I used to put these extra heavy-duty tires on, which were even thicker and kind of a pain in the butt to take off too, but I still made it work. I mean, you figure if you got strong tire levers and reasonable grip strength, then you can pull it off easily. Yeah, pedal's a little squeaky, so don't mind that. Actually, that pedal's been squeaky ever since I bought this bike, so it's probably just the way they built it. Let's see, Queen says, I can't believe how close I am to my goal. Well, you better believe it, Queen, because, you know, numbers don't lie. You know, numbers don't lie. And if your numbers are adding up and it says that's what you got, that's what you got. But yeah, I'm gonna head over to Dollar Tree and I'm gonna pick up some water. No, I don't have this. This bike didn't come with turn signals, and those add-on turn signals, they don't really work too well. I used to have some for other bikes and they didn't work too well, so I use my hand signals. The sad part is that, you know, when you get your driver's license, they do tell you in the study guide that they give you, they do tell you what hand signals are for pedestrians and cyclists. But a lot of people, they don't pay attention to that. And I did because even though I don't own a car, I'm a good driver, man. I know what I gotta do. And I paid attention to what was in my book when I was applying for my license back in when was that? So I got my learner's permit in, what was that, 2010? Got my license 2011. So hell, I was driving before then. Not legally, but I was driving. I hate the idea of using my hands as turn signals. Not that good of a rider, don't want to fall. No, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it sounds, I can assure you that. But yeah, the hand signals thing, that is important even if you have turn signals on your bike. So in the state of Florida, that's part of your civil obligations, is to grant right-of-way to pedestrians on a bike, to follow traffic laws if you're on the road, which means, you know, not running red lights and shit like that, and to use hand signals when making a turn. That's just part of your civil obligations if you're a cyclist in the state of Florida. I'd say most places are like that too, but check your local ordinances and state laws for more information. Anyway, I'll be right out. Just gotta get some water.
Yes. Yeah. Wait, damn, I thought you did watch it. I thought you did watch it. Wait, everything's done?
You guys want to hear what happens when my bike? There you go. All right, I got my water. I got this, man. What is it? Waiakia? Waiakia? I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a volcano water. Stuff's really tasty, man. And then I got some voodoo chips, baby. I love these things too. They got a nice bit of, they're slightly sweet, very tangy, and they're hot. Very hot. Oh man, that water tastes so good, dude. I love this stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Joyce heard that. Dollar Hood. He only eats Munchos. Yeah, Munchos are good too. I like those. They're tasty. Do I pack lunch and snacks to save money? I meal prep at home. I pretty much never eat while I'm out. Because I look at it this way, right? If I have a satisfying meal before I come out and work, I won't need to eat while I work. Plus, I don't eat on camera. That's weird. I don't like that. I'm just, I mean, I know people are into that, you know, people eating on camera and making the blah, 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 you know, those weird fucking noises. I'm just not into that. It's weird. It's gross. But to each their own, let's just say. To each their own. But I don't eat while I'm out. My main thing is just having enough water while I'm out, which I didn't get to refill my water earlier. Otherwise, I would have had enough water. So that's why I wound up getting. Joyce is laughing. That's why I wound up getting some water because I didn't have enough. And the snack, I just felt like having it. You know, every now and again, I'm up for a snack when I get back home. So I figured, hey, let's get some voodoo chips. I'd get the Munchos if they had them in. Bike Bear Dasher, yeah. Yeah, where are the orders at, man? Mike the Bike Dasher? Oh, Mike the Trike Dasher, yeah. Let's see, is there a reason you prefer the backpack over carrying food on the back of the bike? Oh, so there's a lot to unpack there, pun intended. But, so here's what I do. So I have 4 main ways of carrying stuff. The first one is the cargo trailer, which I have at the house. I actually used it the day before yesterday for a really, really big order. And it comes with a coupler. It can detach from the bike pretty easily. But it's if I need to carry big, heavy stuff or just very, very large orders, I can use the cargo trailer. The second thing that I have is a front basket. So this. So I'll put some of my tools. I'll put my water in here and stuff like that. But I like to put smaller orders in this. So if I get a small order that can fit in this, I always put it in here first. And this holds drinks very well on top of that. So if I get drinks, I put them in here as my first option. If I get smaller orders, I put them in here as my first option as well. The other option I have is the big bag back here. So the big bag, I'll put bigger food deliveries in here, and I'll put a lot of my grocery orders in here as well, unless it's small enough to fit in that front bike or that front basket. And believe it or not, the backpack is what I use the least. I actually use my backpack the least out of all of them. But the reason why I have the backpack, it can hold pizzas quite well. It has cup holders on the sides, and because the bag is attached to me, it helps improve the center of mass, which makes it less likely for things to spill or to tip over, anything like that. So the front basket also has a very good resistance to shock on the road. But essentially, bigger orders or essentially bigger orders, I'll put them in the back of the bike, the big bag in the back. Smaller orders, I'll put on the front basket. Very, very big orders, I'll put them in the cargo trailer, which I have at the house. And any other stuff I need, I'll put in my backpack. So if I had to pick priority, like what I use the most, it's either the front basket or the back basket as what I use most often. It just depends on the situation. So if I have like a grocery order, I'll likely use the big bag on the back. If I have a smaller food delivery, I'll more likely use the basket on the front. And the third that I'll use is a poem. But yeah, I have to retract what I said. So what I actually meant to say is what I use the least is the cargo trailer. But what I use the least out of what I always carry with me, the front basket, the back bag, and the backpack. The backpack I use the least out of those three. All right, we just got a Winn-Dixie order. It's 1184. It's 5 miles, but it's taking me back to my neighborhood. So I'm going to make this our last order of the night. So here it is. It says 4 miles, but that's not true. Because if I hit accept, so it says 2.5 to the store, right? But to get to my street, it's another 2.5. So it's actually a little over 5 miles. But it's fine because it's taking me back to my neighborhood. So that's why we're going to take this order. Because I don't see me getting anything else tonight after this. It's already almost 8. It's already 8:30. So by the time we get back, it'll be a little after 9. So let's head to the store. That's what I do, RJ. Hope that answers your question. So ultimately, the front basket, back basket, I use the most often. And then the third is my backpack. My backpack, if I have pizzas or if I need extra bigger order. Oh, Jesus. What the hell are you doing? Hey, go fuck yourself, all right? Dumb bitch. She sped past the stop sign and then stops in the middle of the fucking crosswalk. Driving a stupid Prius. You're not saving the planet because you're driving Prius. If you're an absolute fucking scumbag anyway. I know you guys didn't see it on camera, but I'm telling you, man, there's people out here. It's nuts. And then you get these snobby ass people that drive Teslas. You get these pricks that drive their pickup trucks. And then you get these cocky douchebags that drive sports cars. Those are like the most common, those are the most common vehicles I have problems with out here. You know, I'm not trying to overly generalize, but I call it as I see it. Some people, yeah. Answered it very well. I did. And then the day before, I did a huge shipped triple stack. 2 of them are. That was also 68 items, actually. I'm surprised. The first one I used the cargo trailer for, so it actually shows you guys how I do that. And then the other one shows you how I think for pretty much any situation. I've even carried stuff beyond my capabilities, regardless of what bike I'm on, and I still make it. That spark order and maybe scoop up some that spark order and maybe scoop up some DoorDashes, right? That spark order and maybe scoop up some DoorDashes, right? Yeah, you got this, Queen. Speaking of got this, we got this too. So yeah, the order that we got, it's 26 items, 1184, about 5.3 miles. Yeah, about 5.3. Based on my calculations, we're 2.5 miles short. Customer is about 24 miles away from where I'm at. And I've been shopping for this customer for a couple of years, so I have that stuff memorized. So it's over $2 a mile, and it's taking us back home. That's really the main reason why I took this order. It's taking me back home. I like when I get orders like that, you know? Excuse me. When I get orders like that, that basically means I can wrap up for the night, you know? I just like when things work out that way. And I should have enough battery without having to swap batteries. Because for anyone that's also relatively new, I carry dual battery for both bikes I have. So if this battery runs out, I have my other battery, and I always keep them. I always keep them fully charged. So I'm always prepared for that too. Those items are graham cracker pie crusts, and another 5 of the items are sweetened condensed milk. That's half the items. So half the items is just pie crust and canned milk. That's pretty easy. And yeah, it looks like a lot of other duplicates too. So this order will be pretty quick. Let's see, RJ asks, can e-bikes ride without batteries? Yes. Yeah, you can ride an e-bike without a battery. It's not super ideal. And the main reason for that is that most e-bikes don't come with speed shifters. And given the fact that e-bikes are generally heavier than regular bikes, they're harder to propel without a battery. And you figure the speed shifter, what that does is it downshifts the chain. So you can be in gear 7, speed 1, and not have a ton of pressure when pedaling on a regular bike with a speed shifter. But most e-bikes, they don't have a speed shifter. They just have a basic gear shifter, usually from Shimano. And that basically means you have to, whatever gear that you're in, you feel all the pressure in it. Now, this has 7 gears, so if I need to downshift to the lower gears to make it easier to pedal, that's fine. But even still, even still. It's usually better to be able to pedal a regular bike, especially if you have a speed shifter. Let's see, higher gears make it, lower gears make it easier to pedal. So gear 1, for example, that's the biggest gear on the bike. So the way that a wheel or a cassette works, which is basically a stack of cogs, aka a stack of gears, you got the big gear that's closer to the inner part of the rim of a bike. That's gear 1. So the smaller the gears get, the higher the gear shift you're in. So you figure your average bike has 6 to 7 gears, right? So gear 1 is the big gear, closer to the rim. The big gear, it's bigger, which means that you're getting easier traction, and there's less tension on the chain to the derailleur, right? Because that's how that works. You have a chain that's attached to the crank, and you have a chain that's attached to the derailleur. You shift the gear, and the derailleur places the chain on the respective gear, based on which gear that you have it set to with the gear shifter. The speed shifter changes the tension per gear. So, for example, if you have a 21 speed bike, that means if you have a 21 speed bike and you have 7 gears, you have 3 speeds per gear. So, gear 1 has 3 speeds. Gear 2 has 3 speeds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. that's just that just changes how much tension's on the chain with the chain shifter, right? Because the speed shifter has a chain shifter because the crank has separate gears of its own when you have a speed shifter. So if you look at the gears on the back wheel, that's either a cassette or a freewheel as they call it. And then you have the gears on the crank, those are sprockets. So you'll simultaneously change gears, but you'll also simultaneously change the speed of the respective gear that you're in. So 1 through 3 per gear. That's how the speed shifter thing works. So if you're trying to go uphill, for example, you might not want to have it in the highest gear, and you might not want to have it in the highest speed. Because the way that you look at high is the size of the gears decreasing. So the outermost gear on a freewheel, that smallest one, that's the highest gear setting for your bike. So if you have 7 gears on your bike, that would be gear 7. So technically the higher one is the smaller one, and the lowest one is the biggest one. So look at it as high to low, except the size is opposite. If it makes sense. So if you're going uphill, you might not want to have. You might want to downshift a couple gears. I'd probably say go for gear 3, gear 4, which is right in the middle of your 7 gear, and you might want to go for maximum speed if you have a speed shifter. So what you would do is go into gear 3, gear 4, and then go to speed 3. And speed 3, that's the lowest, that's the smallest gear on the crank. So that's how that works. So that's what I would do personally. Now, if you're going downhill, I would actually shift up. I would go in the highest gear. That way you can really get that maximum speed on top of having physics working in your favor. Right, because you figure physics is working in your favor when you're going downhill, but you also have the highest gear shift, the highest gear setting set up on that. And if you have another hill, you could actually maintain some of that momentum from the first hill because of physics, on top of you having upshifted. And then as you're going up the hill, you can downshift to gear 3 or 4. But keep it to speed 3. So that's what I would recommend. All right, hold on a second. Making my turn. There we go. So I hope that makes sense. I know it was probably a lot, but essentially, if you look at a cassette, the way that it's traditionally set up on a bike, the big gear that's closer to the center of the wheel is gear 1. And then you count down, the smaller the gears get. The speed shifter is basically the same thing, except the gear, not the speed shifter is basically the same thing, except those gears are facing inward, while the gears on a cassette or freewheel on the back wheel is facing outward. So basically, you're changing the gear, but simultaneously changing the speed setting. Like if you have gear 1, the lowest gear, into speed 3, then you can go the fastest that you're able to go based on gear 1. If you have gear 7 and you have it set to speed 1, then you're going the lowest speed that gear 7 will allow, which would still be faster than gear 1 in speed 3. All right, anyway. Hey, what's up, Devin? How you doing? RJ says it does. Noise. How's the quest to hundo been? We made our goal already, Jack. We actually got our last order tonight. It's almost $12 for a little over 5 miles from Winn-Dixie. It's 26 items, but half of them is pie crust and canned condensed milk. So easy peasy. And actually, if I add this to the calculator, we're going to be at 119, which is a little better than yesterday. And the best part, this order takes us home. So that's the best part. The best part is that this order is taking us back home. And I know this customer too. This customer, they regularly order from Aldi. And they're right around where I live, so that's cool. So I could basically drop this order off and then just head back to the house. Favorite kind of order on the way back home? Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, Devin? How you doing? Appreciate you popping in. Hope you're having a good day, Devin. All right, I'll take you guys inside. And get our alarm. See, the other thing, too, is when I leave my bike out here, I take my key with me. So even if someone tried to steal the bike, one, the alarm would go off, and two, you can't start the bike because I took the key. So, also on top of that, I do have a traditional bike lock as well, but, you know. So, I have 3 ways to protect my bike. Oh yeah, I also have it registered too. So, technically, if I were to, like, file a police report because it gets stolen, well, there's that as well. So, I technically have 4 layers of protection for my bike. That's some good water. Oh, yeah, that stuff's great. King of Tetris. King of Tetris. Okay, what's the PLU 4063? Got how much is this one? Let's see. Queen says, all I need is 1 good order to end the night on. Yeah, I think you'll get one, Queen. You'll get one. But what's going on, Justin? Appreciate you popping in, bud. Hope you're having a good day today, Justin. We made above our $100 goal again. I'm glad, man, because the first few days this week, I didn't pull off my $100 goal for some reason. I don't know why. Well, Monday I did get rain. Oh, yeah, speaking of rain, RJ asks, what do I do in the rain? I bring a poncho. I have a poncho in my bag. So if I get caught out in the rain, I just throw it on, say a couple Hail Marys. I don't go out of my way to work in the rain. It's just that if I get caught in the rain, then I have the poncho just in case, you know. And my other thing, too, is rain is not as bad as you think. It doesn't get in the way as much as one might think. It really doesn't. Like, you know, Florida gets a decent amount of rain, but it almost never rains the whole day. So if it rains, like, during the afternoon, for example, and it wraps up by the evening, then I can just go out for work in the evening, you know? And during the midday, I don't usually work anyway. The midday, I usually take that time off. 5-6. Next, aisle 1. Yeah. Something's itching my nose. Okay, they wanted the everything one, but I'm not seeing that. So I'll take a shelf. If they want the plain ones instead. See if they want these. And they're BOGO. If the customer doesn't want them, then we'll put them back. Lemon juice on your ride, and I got one. And never on a live stream either. Never on a live stream either. Because you figured the copy. Yeah, they haven't gotten back to me about the bagels yet. I messaged them. They didn't get back to me. Hey Lala, how you doing? How goes it? Oh, we're doing good. We got one last order of the night. It's paying almost $12 for a little over 5 miles, and it's taking me back to the house. And we've already made our goal today, so that's good. Two things of tomato paste and diced tomatoes. Oh, there they are. Look for the no salt added diced tomatoes. Just found them. Let's see. Lala says sweet, and Lala says I'm good. Good to hear. Nice. But it's all good. Because we took that shelf tag, we took a picture of the shelf. We get an exclusion off our ratings for that. So I mean, does it really do anything as far as like priority for orders? I don't know. I mean, they say it does, but I tend to not really take their word for it, not outright. Especially given the history of lying to us, you know. These apps, they lie to drivers about everything, pretty much. Okay. And then refund. All right, done. Good. All right, we just got to get bacon and pie crusts. We just got to get bacon and pie crusts. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I guess we're good. Pardon me. Okay. Yeah, if my signal goes out, just let me know. Because I didn't know that my signal gave out just now. Okay. Gotta get condensed milk.
At Winn-Dixie, we're here for everyone in the neighborhood. Like Sam, your kid's friend that eats everything. You blink and he's got an applesauce, granola bar, and cheese puffs you didn't know you had. Where all the string cheese go? Don't ask. Just restock at Winn-Dixie. Local biscuits, deals on juice boxes, and low prices on it all. So you can restock without leaving your wallet as you leave your pantry. Yep, you're gonna need more popcorn chicken. Winn-Dixie, bring home more good.
Got it. Do I ride regular bikes too? Yeah, I do have my mountain bike. I haven't been riding it that much lately, but I do ride it sometimes. My main thing is I don't really dedicate much free time towards the mountain bike anymore because I just have other things in the way. And lately I've been having to basically give away all my emergency money for other people's, situations. So that hasn't really been helping my case. How do you view speed? Do I take time? Or do I rush orders a lot? Rush orders. Well, my thing is that I work timely, right? I'm very timely with how I work. But my timeliness is, I'm able to pace myself well while also making sure that I'm being accurate with the order. And it actually doesn't take me all that long to get these orders shopped for, typically, even larger ones. Like, we just wrapped up this order, for example. Like, we're pretty much already done. We just have to check out. Because customer service is always a big thing for me. For anyone that's been on the channel long enough, you guys would know. Customer service is like one of my middle names, pretty much. That comes from my years of experience of having to service customers, It just makes sense that that mentality and experience carries over into what I do. All right, so just got to let the customer know that I'm on the way. I always do that too. I always let the customer know that I'm shopping for their order. I always let them know that I'm on the way for their order, stuff like that. All right, they're giving us plenty of time. Drop this off. Quick sip. I'm already almost done with this water. Okay. All right, let's rock and roll. All you need is $30 order. Yeah, you got this, Queen. You'll get a $30 order. Or at the very least, you'll get $30 of orders. Whichever comes first, I guess. All right, let's rock and roll, kids. let's go. Lala's sent a happy up. She said 4 happy poops. I appreciate the happy poops, Lala. You were heckin' dope. All right, let's see. Do the things going in the world ever slow down? Layoffs, wars, etc. Honestly, I don't really think so. At least not outright. Because I look at it this way, right? These DoorDash especially has been profitable. You know, they're actually making profit. They have millions of drivers. Supposedly there's 8 million DoorDash drivers on the road. And the DoorDash company making more profit. They're in hundreds of thousands of merchants in tens of thousands of cities. And they have tens of millions of people ordering on a regular basis. And that's regardless of what state the world is in. Because I look at it this way, people pay for delivery, right? Like Amazon. A lot of people have an Amazon subscription. So they pay for that for the convenience of having stuff delivered to them. DoorDash really isn't any different. Except DoorDash works with local places. So you can usually get your orders quickly compared to Amazon, right? Amazon, they gotta have stuff sent to the warehouse, then it's gotta get loaded up in the truck after it goes through logistics, then it gets delivered in a delivery route in so many hours or so many days, regardless of Prime or not, right? But DoorDash works with local businesses. They work with chain companies. They work with monopoly companies. Anything that's within your proximity or even outside of your proximity. And that's convenient for people. And people are going to pay for convenience. If people weren't willing to pay for convenience, there wouldn't be tens of millions of people subscribed to DoorDash to have their stuff delivered alone. One. There also wouldn't be hundreds of millions of people subscribed to Amazon for delivery alone. Or people that go on eBay when they want to have stuff delivered to them through eBay. Or they go to a company website to have stuff delivered to them that way. People want convenience. People pay for it, right? It makes sense. And a lot of people also see that as a good alternative if they don't have a car or they can't really get out all that much. And that's a lot of people. And DoorDash also allows people with, EBT, welfare, food stamps, to order on their platforms too. So that gives them more mass appeal. More people ordering the DoorDash across all kinds of demographics. Not just rich people, not just people with money. If anything, the people that don't have as much money are actually the bigger clientele that DoorDash panders to. That makes sense. Hold on a second. Yeah, excuse me. Just had a little flat. A little phlegm because for anyone that knows, I've been getting over a sinus infection. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, honestly, I don't think the state of the world has as much of an impact on delivery as people might think. Because people are willing to pay for convenience. In fact, actually, a lot of people actually have a lot of qualms about our current state of the economy, which I don't have much to say in, so I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But people are ordering more than ever, in spite of that. People are ordering more in spite of the qualms and potential state of our economy right now. Even after the pandemic, same thing. DoorDash kept growing. DoorDash kept getting more people ordering on their platform. And DoorDash also knows how to reinvent themselves. They find all kinds of niches across all kinds of spectrums to give us opportunities for work and give them opportunities to make money. So we're getting work, they're making money. Clients are getting what they want, right? So economically, it's actually great. It makes a lot of sense. You know, some people out there, they're making these videos about, oh, price gouging and food delivery is so expensive, it's overpriced. And at the end of the day, if that's the case, then don't use it. Don't use it. It's called a luxury service. You don't have to do it. You could just put on your pants, put on your shoes, walk to the store if you absolutely had to, right? But no, people are willing to pay for convenience. So what do? They order DoorDash. And hey, I'm not complaining because that gives me work. That gives me work. So even though DoorDash is actually pretty expensive when you really break it down, DoorDash is actually really good for our economy. People are spending money. People are fueling the economy. And, you know, Dean says it all the time, dude, that if you want a company to change, then you got to own the company too. So I want DoorDash to keep doing what DoorDash does good. And I want DoorDash to keep improving what they need to improve. So what do? I own DoorDash stock. It makes sense. Because when you own the company, when you have a slice of that pie, you have a say in the matter. So if you guys don't own DoorDash stock, for example, then you guys are missing out on actually creating change. You know, everybody that says, oh, DoorDash is horrible, we need DoorDash to do better. Well, you guys know what you can do, right? Buy DoorDash stock. And it's easy. Go on Cash App, buy DoorDash. There you go. It's literally that simple. I'm not even kidding. I also own Uber. Same thing. I want Uber to be better. I really want Uber to be better because they're probably even more scummy than DoorDash. So what do? I own stock in Uber. When you guys own stock, you can make change. It makes sense because you own the company. So if you guys want these companies to do better, own them. It's simple. Talk to get people knocked out to work. So you're not wrong about the whole jobs thing. I know that our whole jobs across again, I don't know. Well, I'm not an economist. Still, that doesn't. And you see, if you look at a reported earnings, it's supposedly because you would think, oh well, if people aren't hiring, that means people aren't making money. Well, you know what some of those people are doing, right? They're working from home, and they're also probably doing DoorDash too. So it's one of those cases where the free market is creating solutions to these problems, right? These problems about, oh, well, you know, all these jobs aren't hiring. That doesn't mean for work. That's an important thing to consider, right? Just because some of these places aren't hiring, or a lot of these places aren't hiring, doesn't mean the demand for work goes down. It just means that other companies or other niches might have opportunities to work. I mean, dashing, for example, is a very low skill floor. Pretty much anybody can be a dasher, as long as you have a relatively clean record and a valid driver's license. You have those two things. We don't work for, and there's always a demand for jobs to be done. But some kind of work needs to get done. You know, electricians, plumbers, delivery drivers, you name it. There's always demand for that type of work to be done. So that's where you got to look. If people are having a hard time getting a job, it's because they're not looking into different niches. They're not looking in different industries. They're looking at the same low skill floor retail jobs. It's like, yeah, a lot of them probably aren't hiring because a lot of these big retailers, they're not doing so great. They keep closing stores. But if you're looking at these other industries, they're thriving. They're doing great. If DoorDash is doing great, that means I'm doing great. And DoorDash isn't doing great and strategic person. So if I got to do what I got to do at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I got to do, regardless of how well DoorDash does. But hey, as long as DoorDash is doing great, I'm complaining. Now, again, I have my problems with DoorDash. I've been vocal about that. I keep it real. I use my speech. But I also give my flyer. And, you know, I own DoorDash stock, so I also have a say in that stuff. So, there you go. If these apps never existed, there'd be no gig work videos. Well, forget about the hypothetical shit. That doesn't matter. Who cares? You know, if this, hypothetically that, it doesn't matter. Gig work's here. Gig work's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. See, I'm a pragmatic guy. I say scenarios. Let's do shit based on how it can actually oversee shit. You know, it's like people, they like discussing hypothetical stuff. What if this? What if that? I don't give a fuck what if this, what if that. Because that doesn't matter. If it mattered, it would be the reality of things. But it's not. That isn't the reality. The reality is that gig work is here. Gig work is thriving. Gig work's not going anywhere. And if gig work's not going anywhere, that means I have job security. And that should be a good thing to all of us, right? Everybody that does gig work, that should be a good thing. We shouldn't want these companies to fail. We should want them to thrive. We should want them to keep going. Because we do gig work, right? So why does a gig worker want a gig app to fail? That makes no fucking sense. If you work at a store, do you want that store to fail and then you lose your job? No. That's retarded. Why would you think that way? Anyway, I'll be right back. On the dash. We're done. Let's see. You agree? Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. Joy said hurry back. Well, I know what I'm gonna hurry up and do. I'm gonna hurry up and go home. And thankfully, we had just enough battery to get back here without having to swap batteries. I mean, if I had to swap batteries, fine, whatever, no big deal. I just, I don't like doing that unless I have to, you know? But yeah, I don't care about hypothetical shit. I really don't, man. It just doesn't matter. Like, if I'm talking about real world shit, I don't really care about hypothetical stuff. I really don't. But I get the appeal to it because you might think, oh, well, maybe it can help you brainstorm and give you ideas about stuff. The problem is that people go so far down that rabbit hole where pretty much they only view the world through hypothetical, when that's not practical and that's not so on reality. That's just based on imagination. And if you want to go to imagination land, you might as well light up some Mary Jane and just veg out on the couch in your living room all day. You know? But I don't have time for that shit. I gotta work. I gotta make a living. Oh yeah, I'm also, as some of you guys probably know already, I don't drink. I don't do none of that recreational stuff either. get used to how the platform works. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, hey. Hey, puppy. Oh. No, yeah, she just bit me. Yes. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I don't know. I'd have to look. It did bruise, but no puncture. Yeah. Oh, wait. Stop, please.
And she's 7 years old.
Yeah.
And she's 7 years old.
Yeah.